Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and what I got for you today is a review of the new Eachine H8C. Now, the H8C is a revision of the popular Eachine H8, but with the addition of a camera. Yes, a camera has been included inside this little quadcopter. Here it is here. Here's this lens. The lens seems to be fixed downward about 40 degrees, actually about 45 degrees. So it's going to produce a lot of ground video. But again, you know, these little ones here are mainly intended for flying in your backyard or in small parks like this, and you're not going to be seeing the horizon with this. In effect, you know, you're going to want to fly more or less overhead like this, and you'll see yourself on the ground. That's the objective of these little quadcopters with cameras, especially with these downward pointed lenses. It also includes, as you can see here, it does not come with an SD card. You got to supply your own SD card and your own card reader if you're going to use this, if you want to use this for camera purposes. Unfortunately, that's the way it is with this particular quadcopter. That's how they kept down the cost. Additionally, it has an on-off plug, and here's its charging port. One thing about this charging port, it's very difficult to plug in the plug-in at. It's butt up against the side of this slot. So you have to, when you do use this charging port, you're going to plug in the cable somewhere at an awkward angle to get it in there to charge. That's not a very good idea, in my opinion, but the battery itself can be replaced. It's just somewhat difficult if you want to charge the battery external to this. It's velcro'ed in there. I'm not going to pull it out, and it has a proprietary plug there. It's not your average charging plug that you see for these little batteries, but I'm assuming if this becomes popular you can get spares. But again, it's velcro'ed in there. It's hard to get it out, so that's why they put a charging port for you in here. And they do recommend, if you're going to store this for a long time, that you remove that battery and unplug it. Okay, don't leave it in there if you're going to be storing this for a long time. Other than that, it's your basic H8C, it looks like. We're going to go for a flight with it and see how it performs. But before that, let's go over the controller. This is the controller for the H8C. The button up here is for changing your different rates, beginner, intermediate, expert. This one here, of course, is, as usual, for going flips. The throttle trim buttons. If you press it quickly, it'll take a photo. If you hold it down for 3 seconds, it'll take a video. And the bottom throttle trim button is for, if you press it quickly, it enters headless mode. And if you press it down for 3 seconds, it does 1 key return. So that's your features on this. Again, this is your throttle, your yaw, your pitch, your roll, your yaw trim, your pitch trim, and your roll trim. And here's your on-off button. So let's go right into a flight. And I'm going to start off with recording this flight. Quadcopter is turned on, placing it on a flat level surface, turning on the transmitter, binding it to the, ooh, it takes off right away. I'm going to intermediate because I got somewhat of a breeze here, and I'm going to start or actually let me land it a second. I want to make sure I am recording. We're going to press this button and hold it for 3 seconds. And I am going to double check that I got a blinking red light, and I do, which means I am recording. Let's go for a flight of the H8C. Hope you enjoy this flight. And we're going to go upwind a bit. I'm going to turn the quadcopter around. I'm going to send it up higher too so we can see ourselves. And turn it around. Hello up there. Flies rather steadily. Send it up higher because of that downward pointed angle. Do a rotate out of the area. Actually has some nice range on it. This thing supposedly has 100-meter range. I find that kind of hard to believe. Let's go over by the lights here and get a video of the lighting system here at the field and the grandstands. Can you see me up there? I hope you can. It's in a descent. Okay, that's its camera. It's supposedly a 2-megapixel HD camera. One more flight up there, and then I'm gonna turn off the camera to save power here. Actually, let's land it. And I want to do the remainder of the flight to see its flight performance. And turning off the camera. And verifying that we got a green light. So the camera's off. Now let's just go play with its other features. Let's try its headless mode. I'm going to press the button real quick. It should be in headless mode. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, right, back, forward, around myself. It's definitely headless mode. Okay, let's try the 1 key. Let me go to a higher rate too. Go upfield a bit. And 1 key return. And here it comes back and 1 key return. Let's go back upfield again. And 1 key return. And it flies backwards. Done the headless mode bearing. Okay, it seems a little bit heavy. I'm going to come out of headless mode. Let me land it one more time here. Make sure I am out of headless mode. Pressing that button down and holding it. That's 1 key return. Pressing it once like that should be out of headless mode. Let's try its flips. I got a feeling it's not going to be a good flipper with the weight of that camera, but we'll try it. Oh, I take that back. It does it well. Okay. How about funnels? Well, no. It seems a little bit heavy as compared to the H8, and that's to be understood. You know, it's carrying a camera. It flies well, but you can feel the weight of it, in other words. It's a nice little flyer. It doesn't have the insane yaw rate of the original H8. I'm in expert mode right now, folks. Let me go back to beginner. Flying in beginner's rate is extremely stable. I got a breeze here. It's trying to fight that breeze. I better go to intermediate. Very stable flyer. This is its funnels at intermediate. When you go to expert, though, the pitch greatly increases, and it can't maintain its altitude or elevation when you're doing those funnels. The pitch is just a little bit too heavy for it. But again, you know, I'm giving it a lot of throttle here. You can, again, as I mentioned, you can feel the weight of that camera. So let's fly around. I'm in expert mode, but I'm not giving it full pitch. Just want to try its maneuverability. See it bounced on the ground again from the weight. Let's go upwind here, and I'm going to give it full yaw. This is expert mode, full yaw. This is its yaw rate. Not extreme. Its pitch is good, but again, it has a hard time holding altitude there with that pitch. I'm at really high throttle, folks. Okay, one more time. Let's try its camera. I'm going upwind a bit. I'm going to climb a bit. Camera on. Hello up there. Is it pointing toward me? Okay, I think that's killing its battery. Camera off. And that's it. That's the flight time. Again, it doesn't really have a large battery in there. I forgot. I will include a little blurb here what the milliampere hour is on it, unless I can read it directly. Let's pop it open here. There you go. It's 3.7 volt, 250 milliampere hour. But, you know, running this quadcopter and lifting the camera and running the lights, you know, you're not going to see a lot of flight time with this little. It's a camera bird. It's meant for, you know, backyard camera flying, small park camera flying. Its range is relatively good. I was getting about 60, 70 meters. Actually, I didn't fly it out of range within 70 meters. It's predicted to go at 100 meters, and that's probably realistic. It is a nice little quadcopter. Nice little Eachine H8C with a camera. So if you're looking for a micro with a HD camera, this is one of them. It's relatively good. Hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out. Night flying with the Eachine H8C. Hope you enjoy the flight. Yeah, it feels a bit heavy. Let's go to lower right. We'll fly it low. And let's send it up. Yeah, it's somewhat heavy. It doesn't really accelerate fast. Let's take it up to intermediate. Giving it full throttle and it's kind of sluggish. Okay, let's try flips. How about side flips? Yeah, real sluggish. But it looks good. Oh, shush. Okay, that's the Eachine H8C. Hope you enjoyed this flight. Again, Eachine H8C. Signing out.